What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Alison Moyet. And we're returning to Essex, 1994. Thank you again to Seb. And the next track is Whispering Your Name. So whispering someone's name suggests close proximity, indeed intimacy, and that is more literally just being in an intimate setting, but perhaps also psycho-emotionally, even sensually intimate. Of course, it remains to be seen if the person who is whispering the other person or your name is in fact the narrator or somebody else. I suppose that would make a notable difference. But either way, yeah, it sounds like a close connection, or at least a closeness in a direct sense, and that obviously could imply or suggest any number of other connections or dimensions of closeness. So let's see what I can pick up on a first listen. This is Alison Moyet. The track is Whispering Your Name, and it's from her 1994 album Essex.
When she said that you were through, I thought that there was nothing that I could do. Just because she ran right here doesn't mean I interfered. Now I'm wondering if we can feel the same. 'Cause she keeps whispering your name. She keeps on whispering your name, like she's just waiting. She once told me how she felt, didn't just want me to hear it from someone else. There were unknowns she couldn't know, but she hoped you two would grow. And when you didn't, she was brought to me in pain. And she keeps whispering your name. She keeps on whispering your name, like she's just waiting. If it's just a little fling, a simple thing, I'll try not to pretend. If it's just for jealousy, she's using me. That might be hard to mend. Oh, what else can I do but try to give her more than she got from you? And when she wakes up suddenly and she says your name to me, I'll just hope it's for some heaven and not me. She keeps whispering your name. She keeps on whispering your name, like she's just waiting. Oh, tell me what is there when nothing's wrong. She just stands like she's just waiting.
Well, apologize, Luca distracted me at the end there. So yeah, like, it sounds like a complicated dynamic, and maybe less complicated than I was thinking at first. Meaning, like, I thought one woman was coming to the narrator, another woman to decompress, to try to debrief and understand what had happened with this guy, that maybe the narrator knew, previously had a relationship with, or maybe even had some current connection with, Luca, what are you doing? You remodeling down there? But then it sounds like maybe the narrator is now somehow involved with the woman who came to her out of, practical need, someone to hear her out or even a shoulder to cry on. But if they're waking up together, and if the narrator is hoping that this woman is saying this other person's name out of force of habit, not because she's just waiting for a chance to get back with them, and again, maybe this third person is a guy, maybe it's another woman, I'm not sure. But yes, she sounds like she's like, oh, if this is just a fling, then whatever, I'm not going to worry about it too much. But if this is something more important, then it's a bit worrisome, because she keeps whispering your name when she and I are in an intimate situation. And if this is something that's supposed to be long term, then that's troubling, because it sounds like maybe she's just harboring feelings for you still, and the moment where she might see an opening for that to be revitalized or reborn, she might jump out of my bed and go back to yours. So then it sounds like it's more complicated and yet less complicated than I was thinking in the first, maybe minute or two of the tune. So again, it might be multiple women in a relationship, but if it's a guy, then it's even more intriguing in that it sounds like maybe the woman who was hurt by the relationship with the guy coming to an end has come to the narrator, and then maybe there's a woman relationship that began out of that. Now, again, there's maybe an indication somewhere along the line of the actual nature of this 3-part love triangle, for lack of a better word. But yeah, I didn't catch enough to get a real sense of whether the narrator and this other person being spoken to, over the head of or around this woman who's come to the narrator and is apparently sleeping in the same bed as the narrator, it's not clear to me what their relationship is. Whether, again, they dated before, maybe they have some connection currently, maybe the narrator themselves is just aware of the impact on the woman who's come back to her. There she goes, she's off, she's done remodeling. So yeah, the narrative, I'm not quite sure how it plays out, but I do enjoy her delivery, and the idea of extending the word waiting into be, this long, stretchy, turn-filled delivery of that line. It speaks to maybe, number one, the idea of needing to see or hear more before you can make a clear decision, but also the twists and turns that might be taken if one thing is true versus another as perceived by the narrator. So yeah, a really interesting tune. I love the string heavy composition, but not just bowed strings. There's also this acoustic guitar played a bit forte, a bit intensely, mixed with these, I think, cellos and violins, which give it this almost chamber music, late Middle Ages, early Renaissance type feel, even if, again, the guitar gives it a bit more of a folk pop feel. So the sonic arrangement was very enjoyable, and as someone who loves string instruments of different kinds, it was a nice blend of those sounds. So yeah, just curious to hear what people have to say about this one. Let me know, and I will see you next time. Peace.